Welcome to Too Old, Too New, the music discovery podcast that brings you something old, something new, something Nate, something Bruce. I'm Nate Runkle, host of the Yo, That's My Jawn podcast, and with me, as always, is my good friend Bruce Warren from WXPN. The premise of this show is simple. Each week we bring you two songs apiece. One new song that's been metaphorically spinning our turntable platters, and one old song that we believe still absolutely matters. Ooh, we do it all the time. What is up, pal?
You are up. You know, I'm in the studio here at XPN, and I just realized that the chair in here is making a lot of fucking noise. I got to get some. You don't hear me swirling around, do you?
I don't.
I got to get our engineers on the WD-40 thing here on this chair. You know. Anyway, good to see you, Nate. As always.
Good to see you as well. This past weekend was Record Store Day. Did you get out at all?
I did not, unfortunately. I was on the air. I was spinning vinyl for 4 hours from 10 to 2. I was on the air, and I kind of forgot how hard it is to actually be a DJ in the studio playing records. You know, digital is all you have to do is like push the button, and but man, 4 hours of queuing up records. It was fucking great. We had a great time. The first 2 hours, I played all 45s from my massive 45 collection. And then I pulled out the long players, as they said, including, growing up in the 80s in Philly, there was a great record store where I lived in Center City called the Sound of Market. And I used to go in there and like whatever came out on 12-inch vinyl, that like I bought everything. And I still have a pretty extensive 12-inch remixes, extended versions. So I bust out a whole bunch of them. It was so much fun. What did you do for Record Store Day?
I got out. I went out to Siren Records in Doylestown, and I had a 10:30 slot, so I felt real nice and comfortable. And that was foolish of me yet again. Struck out completely on Homegrown, Volume 3. It's tough out there. You got to fight people. I'll find it. Don't worry.
Well, I know somebody who might be able to help out. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's talk.
We'll leave it at that.
But I got to get both of the Shudder to Think releases, the Pony Express and the First Love, First Rights, or First Love, Last Rights soundtrack. And then I got the Camper Van Beethoven album, which I'm super excited about, and the Waxahachie 7-inch. And then the wife picked up the Sam Fender EP. So like,
very nice.
Very nice. Right. The only thing that we were missing that we wanted to get that we didn't see is the Bad Bad Not Good set that came out. But I'll find that too, yeah. If anybody is interested in Record Store Day and can't find things, they do actually have a reseller website for all of the indie stores to upload their the stock they didn't sell through. It's rsdmrkt.com. And it's legit. It's through Record Store Day. So if you're ever looking for something, that's a good place to search. See, look, I'm giving all the glorious details.
You got the info, man. It's beautiful.
The tricks and the treats. So we got some great music for you. Why don't you kick things off and do your new?
Yeah, I got like the 400th record that King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard are going to release this year. Great news. Big fan. New album is called Phantom Island. It's coming out in June. It was recorded with Los Angeles Philharmonic. It is, you never know what musical direction King Gizzard are going to go in, but this is like total, I want to fall short of saying like, this is like a yacht rock record, but it's like a yacht rock with a lot of guitars and horns are back, man. I mean, Nate, you've been talking about the saxophone for a while. Like
yes, sir.
Come on, the resurgence of the sax. Anyway, this is a great little tune. I love this song. And they are touring. I know they're doing some dates with orchestras this summer. In fact, in Philly, they're playing the Man in July. It's actually the weekend after I get back from Newport Folk. They're playing with the Chamber Orchestra of Philadelphia. So it's going to be a hoot. And here you go. This is new King Gizzard. It's called Deadstick. Okay, maybe I was a little off on the yacht rock thing, but it does have a yacht rock vibe. I'm sorry. I guess, it's not yacht rock in the way that like Pablo Cruz or, Boz Scaggs or Steely Dan are. or Kenny Loggins. But it's upbeat. It feels good. I could totally hear this like blasting out of fucking cars and yachts everywhere. So there you go. New King Gizzard, Lizard Wizard out in June.
Yeah, it's absolutely killer. You know what it gives me that feel of is like Beck Sex Laws mixed with like the Scissor Sisters. Yeah.
I may have to steal that segue from my show on Saturday.
It's all yours, my friend.
All right,
Scissor Sisters opening the Kesha tour, by the way.
Right.
Which should be pretty, but that should be a banger of a show. No, that's killer. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear the rest of that. Like that definitely is a summer vibe.
So, and what do you got, my friend?
So we were both, we didn't see each other, but we were both at the Dawes show on Friday. And my God, did they sound incredible. Like right. Well, we can talk a little bit about it, but they played this incredible show. And then for the finale, they came out and did what is my new pick, which is their recent cover of Randy Newman's I Love L.A. So let's listen to that. We'll come back. We'll talk more Dawes.
Just can't ride it no more.
It's just
good
great
stuff.
It's a perfect cover for them. And if anybody missed it, they did it at the Grammys with Sheryl Crow, John Legend, Brittany Howard, St. Vincent. And it was absolutely stellar. Plus, St. Vincent on keys and Sheryl Crow on bass. Let's tour that. I'd watch that show. Yeah. But man, like I haven't seen Dawes since the last time they were at the fest. So what was that? 2019, I think, or something like that. So I haven't seen any of Dawes in their guitar era. And holy shit, man. Yeah. Like I didn't realize how much Taylor can shred. Like he is just a goddamn player, man.
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, the show was amazing. I thought the show was incredible. The sound was great. It was at the Fillmore here in Philly. The sound was great. Set list was terrific. My favorite song was Somebody Else's Cafe. They kind of did that Prague album, like the last album. But man, it was such a great show. It was really good. There was a time when there wasn't a second guitarist in the band, I always liken it to, I've told this to Taylor a bunch of times, when Bruce Springsteen added a second guitarist to his band, that's when things went downhill. I'm just kidding. But man, I miss Bruce shredding. And like Taylor still shreds, even with Trevor, who is an amazing guitarist, So I will tell you this. I did get a chance to see Taylor and Griffin after the show. And, I love those guys so much. Their optimism and resilience, considering what they went through with the loss of their homes and studios and pretty much everything they owned during the LA fires. It's just like, I can't even, I break a fingernail, I'm a mess, and it was so beautiful to see them. And they were so happy to be playing, and they're hanging in there, and it was just great to see them. But yeah, they put on a fantastic show. Absolutely.
It was really great to hear. I was really upset. I wanted to try to get out of work early to hit Main Street Music because they did the acoustic over there before the show, but I didn't make it. But I am excited because I just saw they announced that they're playing in King of Prussia at Concert Into the Stars in July.
We're going.
Yes, I am so there. Them and Phosphorescent. Like that's just a. Have you been to any of the Concert Under the Stars?
I've been to a bunch of them over the last X number of years. Yeah,
it's just a great setting for music, and they're going to absolutely shred that. I'm also excited because Strand of Oaks. That's going to be another.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Have you ever heard? Dawes were here any number of years ago, and they did a cover of Desperados Under the Eaves for us that Warren Zevon recorded. Have you heard? Did you ever catch that?
No.
I'll bet you it's on the internet. It's one of the best covers I've heard any band do in like that sort of studio setting. It was great, and I think that's when what was Dickie Betts' son? What's his name? Dickie Betts' son played good. Dwayne Betts was a touring guitarist with Dawes for a while, and that was when Dwayne was here, and they just nailed that. So, but yeah, I Love L.A., man, great Kurt. So good tune.
And to tie it together, like I thought about like what would be a good theme on this, and I went with like Randy Newman covers. And I was very tempted for my old pick to pick. Have you ever heard the song "I Love My Friends"?
No.
It's a rework of I Love L.A. It was released in 1985, and it's sung by Kris Jenner, then Kardashian. And she shot a video and recorded a cover of it and called it "I Love My Friends" for her 30th birthday. And I thought about picking that, but Jesus Christ, even I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring myself to do it.
I'm glad you didn't do it, dude. I'm glad you didn't do it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, everybody is welcome on that.
Hey,
one.
hold on.
Yeah.
How you doing? Toby just walked through here.
All
Toby
right.
and Dr. Dog. Toby and Dr. Dog.
Excited for that show tonight, man.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt. Sorry.
No worries.
They were like going like that. And I was like, okay, who the fuck is at the studio window?
So I wanted to pick an old song that was a Randy Newman cover, and of course, I went through some of the greats. Of course, Three Dog Night and Tom Jones and Nina Simone has killer ones. And then there were some that I didn't even know existed, like Mavis Staples and all. But of course, for me, it always comes back to Harry Nilsson. And so I had to pick something from Harry Nilsson's album, Nilsson Does Newman, which is just a phenomenal record. If you don't know, it's Harry Nilsson doing a full album covering Randy Newman, with Randy Newman singing back up and playing piano on it. And it features Harry Nilsson doing ridiculous vocal overdubs. It's rumored that one of the tracks has 118 different Harry Nilsson voices on it.
Wow.
Yeah. It's just absolutely phenomenal. And so I wanted to pick a song that kind of speaks to me. I came in to Harry Nilsson through my dad. My dad was a big Harry Nilsson fan. And so I picked So Long Dad. This is Harry Nilsson doing Randy Newman. And let's take a listen.
Your son is home, Dad. See ya.
It's like one of my favorite things is like when Harry does like kind of a theatrical kind of song. So like it's a perfect marriage there between him and Randy Newman. And of course, since we were talking Vinyl Day, I have to do it. It's a great vinyl to own.
I was not familiar with this record until you pointed it out to me. I was looking at the track list. I don't know any of the songs on that record.
Right? Yeah.
Like,
so it's early Newman, Yeah,
it's early Newman. It's early Newman. Let's extol the brilliance of both Nilsson and Newman, but for a second, Newman, right? For me, it started with Sail Away, right? That record, Sail Away, Good Old Boys, Little Criminals, even Born Again. That was do you remember the album cover where he was sitting at the desk in his office with the Kiss makeup on? I don't know if you remember that album. That run of albums was just so amazing. I'm glad you picked that one out. I'm gonna have to listen to that Nilsson Does Newman album for sure.
It's great. And then 30 years later, Randy was going to return the favor and do a Nilsson cover album. But then when Harry passed away in '94, that is what became Everybody Sings Nilsson. So another great tribute record to check out there if anybody's looking for good tunes.
That's awesome. So you connected Newman with Newman, and so I'm going with the horn theme this week. We got the horn section on the new King Gizzard that we played just a little earlier. I was thinking of like some of the great horn sections. Obviously the Memphis horns and Tower of Power, Phoenix horns. But then I just landed on the Chicago horn section, right? Their sound was just so signature and unique. So I wanted to do this from, I think it was the debut Chicago Transit Authority, back when they were called Chicago Transit Authority. Their debut album was a double album that I just wore. I was, I think, 11 years old when that record came out, and I fucking listened to that record over and over and over again. Particularly this song. Does anybody really know what time it is? As I was walking, so I can't imagine why. So that's Chicago with when they were Chicago Transit Authority. Does anybody really know what time it is? Great horn section. But you know how like back in the day, greatest hits albums were like really greatest hits. Chicago 9, which was their first greatest hits album. I'm telling you, man, from first track to the last track, every song on that record you probably know. Does anybody know what time it is? Really know what time it is? 25 or 6 to 4. Saturday in the motherfucking park. Make Me Smile. I've been searching. I mean, you know every single song. I love Chicago. I'm sorry. Don't need to apologize.
Yeah,
Don't
never
need to apologize.
Don't you ever apologize for that.
Come on.
You know, I saw them live with Brian Wilson at like 2 or 3 years ago. And I got to say, you know, like when you go see like these legacy acts and stuff like that, and, you know, when you start like replacing members, putting other members in and stuff like that, it's always a crapshoot. But my God, they still have it. Like they were still just absolute slayers on that stage. And I had such a good time dancing in the lawn. Like, oh
That's
man,
awesome.
was that a good show?
Yeah, it's a good feeling. I remember I went to see Kool and the Gang. It was the first concert that I saw coming out of the pandemic. They opened for Hall & Oates here in Philly at the Man.
Oh man!
And Kool and the Gang played the Skyline stage, and Hall & Oates did the main room. And Kool and the Gang, it was like maybe there's 2 people left in the band. But they fucking nailed it all. And it was like one hit after another. And I just remember I went with my oldest son, Max, and we were just so happy to be like the familiarity and being together with people again and just dancing. And it was just such a great feeling. So that feeling of community that you get when you do see a legacy band that just has hit after hit after hit just brings it home, man. It's a beautiful thing.
That's so true. Like, you know, especially, you know, artists that span decades like that, like there's no downtime. Like you were just partying the entire time. It's great. Yeah. All of these songs, of course, will live on our playlist. Oh, before we close out, let me just one last thing. I could slip my mind. This is what happens when you get older, folks. You guys announced the Exponential Music Festival this year. Speaking of legacy acts, I am so fucking excited for War. Like I don't even know how to contain myself. Like I am so stoked for War.
Yeah, we booked War, man, and it is going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm very, very psyched. So September 19th, 20th, 21st. I mean, XPN Music Festival, Exponential Music Festival. Tickets are on sale now. Thank you very much.
There it is. Like I was saying, all of these songs will live on our playlist, which you can find on Spotify or linked in the show notes here. You can find us on the socials. I'm at Yo, That's My Jawn. He's at Some Velvet Blog. You can hear Bruce every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. spinning all the songs you want to hear, all the songs Bruce wants to hear, all the songs we all want to hear, right on WXPN 88.5 or on the internet at xpn.org. You can hear me every other week on Why Not Radio, whynotradio.net. I'm on there next Monday from 5 to 8 p.m. And then the Yo, That's My Jawn podcast is still on a little tiny break while I relax, while I have a good time. But I am starting to book what we're coming back with, and there's a pretty big guest coming through that I'm really excited. Somebody I've been back and forth on for a while, so be on the lookout for that. But man, we did it again, Bruce.
Yes, sir. We'll see you soon.
Too old to live. truth. Come on, hang with me, Bruce. Too old, too new, we're the truth. Come on, hang with me, Bruce. Too old, too new, we're the truth. Come on, hang with me, Bruce. Too old, too new.